been a theme around here. Can you guys pinpoint why you weren't able to finish games last year, and what changes have been made to make sure you do this year?
I can start off. I think it comes down to execution. Obviously, we needed to execute in those last couple minutes or last couple seconds of those games, but also it could have been plays earlier in the game where we didn't execute that played in those losses as well. And so just trying to execute every play, I think it's something that's important and something that we've been working on and really striving to really push ourselves and hold each other accountable in this whole offseason.
Well, as Collin and any of you guys want to chime in on this, but you were coming up with a lot of turnovers early in the season. You were scoring off those takeaways. That started to dry up. What happened there, and how do you get back to that kind of mentality?
As far as it drying up, I mean, it just, certain balls will bounce our way in certain situations. I think that we weren't really stressing as much of, ripping the ball and stuff like that, stuff that we're really trying to take accountability for this offseason. And yeah, I mean, we kind of developed that culture towards the beginning of the season, and towards the end it kind of started to die off a little bit. But, that's something that we're really being focused on this season as well. Yeah, and just whether it's charting the amount of rip attempts that we're having in practice, making the big plays in practice, stuff like that.
I think it's a mindset too with the defense. We need to have a mindset that we're going to get the ball every time we step on that field. And I know we're developing that right now, and I think the coaches are doing a good job, and we're holding each other accountable, and I think it will pay off this year.
Collin, you guys kind of talked about owning last year, and in examining it, do you differentiate between, 4th and long at Nebraska or, maybe a first quarter blown coverage or something like that, or do you lump them all into the category of just kind of mistakes?
I mean, a mistake is a mistake, and I think the overall goal is to be better, each game. And obviously, we're not going to be perfect throughout the season, but if you're making mistakes at 100%, that's whenever big plays are made. Even though it might seem like I go out there and miss a sack, if I turn around and chase down the quarterback, what looks like a negative play turns into a positive. And so, I mean, that's where effort can make up for the big plays or the poor plays that you make. And so, collectively as a defense, if we're running the ball like crazy, like madmen, we'll make more plays.
2 questions. Sean, how eager are you to go through this season, hopefully with your name not on the injury report at all? Just kind of update us on what you went through last year and where you are now.
It was a tough year last year. Going through an injury, that was the first, significant time I've missed. And, it was just a drive this whole offseason. But it also showed that we need to improve our younger guys. And I think this offseason, our young guys hit the weight room. And Coach Hoot and his sports performance staff did a great job, and we've gotten a lot stronger. And, there's going to be injuries this season, every season. And it's just, we need to have guys to step up. And I think we've all been driven by that.
And bigger picture question for either Deonte, Collin, or Eves. There's a vote in Indianapolis going on today. The Power 5, the big schools are probably going to have more power now, more autonomy to do stuff for student athletes. What would be one thing you would like to see get done, whether it's beefing up scholarships or fewer hours? What would be one thing that maybe you guys like to see?
I think one thing that we addressed over at Media Day was kind of like structured more like how Northwestern's done it with the 4-year guaranteed scholarships. Players are going out there, risking limbs, risking, whatever else it is that we go out and risk. The least that a school can do is, honor them for their entire 4-year term.
Guys, can you add to that?
I think kind of like Collin was saying, just the way that Northwestern does it, if that were kind of something that was passed throughout the entire NCAA, would be awesome. The idea of offering medical care beyond your 4 years because of injuries that you may have sustained while playing, I think would be awesome to offer throughout the entire NCAA.
Sean, you just talked about how you were trying to help prepare younger guys coming into the season because of what happened last year. This is a question for everyone. What have you guys been doing to help prepare these younger players in case they do need to step in like they did last year?
Well, it was just like started in the winter when we came back. We were all pissed off because we didn't go to a bowl game, and we just started in the weight room and just kept on pushing them, whether it was in the weight room or on the field, and in the film room, just everything. We can't have just mess around or be unaware of certain situations, like when you're finishing a drill. Just catch them up to par to where we were, because we have 2-3 years of experience on the field, and they have to make up for that since they haven't been on the field. So, and I think they've done a great job.
I think also, to add in on that, I think building relationships also has a positive correlation with bringing people along as far as in the football sense. So that's one thing that we've really harped on. We made it on our mind to get out there and be with these guys and to eat lunch with our position groups, stuff like that. So that directly correlates with how we find the field as well.
Deonte, ask you about the number change. First of all, it's an unusual number for a defensive end, obviously, and secondly, is that the same number the quarterback is?
Yeah, I always want to be a little bit like Trevor since I've been here. So when I got the chance to switch, but honestly, it was just a new chapter I wanted to do, a new switch. The first few years I've been here, I've had a little bit of an injury problem, just random things happen, and I'll miss some time. So I just wanted to switch it up completely and just get a fresh new start, especially after a year like last year, and just start new number, new year, and hopefully that signifies some success.
To harp on that, but why 13? Other than your love of Trevor?
It's just the love of Trevor, really. No. It was actually a high school number I used to wear for my brother, who was my favorite player growing up. So he wore it in high school, all 4 years at St. Edward High School. So I decided to wear it and decided to wear it in college also.
His name?
Nate Oliver.
Nate Oliver. Yes.
So for all you guys, just can you talk about the experience that you guys have coming back on the defense and on the team as a whole, and how excited that makes you guys going forward?
It's really exciting just to know that guys have been out there with you, have been through the fire, kind of, in a sense. So it's kind of good and reassuring to know that you have guys out there like that, guys that won't panic under intense situations and know how to handle them. And then on top of that, having guys with experience kind of helps to bring along those guys that maybe don't have the same experience. So it's good in that respect. So those guys are kind of preparing as if they were starters, maybe without the same experience, but just are mentally prepared when the moment comes.
Can you comment on what are you guys out to prove this year? I mean, what's really kind of motivating you guys?
I would really say it's more of it's somewhat of a redemption, because we went 5-7 last year after coming off a great season in which we lost 3 close games that we could have easily ended up in the Big Ten championship, competing for more. But it's really a big road of just proving to ourselves that we know we should be at the top of this conference, and it's just time now to show everybody what we already know.
Yeah, I think just to add on to that, just to show the Big Ten who the Northwestern Wildcats are, and that we're going to be one of the best defenses in the Big Ten this year.
Excuse me. Ibraheim, the coaches have talked a lot about the versatility on defense. How might we see that used? How is that an advantage?
It's a huge advantage just being able to know that whatever you do, you're kind of not weak in any area. I think we're strong at all 3 levels, and that kind of doesn't really put any limits on what we can do defensively. And that kind of approach to a game kind of makes it hard on offenses to know what to prepare for, because we can kind of attack them in most suited ways.
Just to follow up, do you think it allows the coaches to be more creative?
Absolutely. With the type of athlete, the type of energy, just the type of passion that guys are playing with, I think that kind of creates a sense of confidence amongst us as players, and then also amongst the coaches to make different calls.
Anything else for the members of our defense? Oh, one more.
Ibraheim, Travion says that you're his role model, but he says he also wants you to feel like he's on your heels as far as his play. Do you feel like Travion's on your heels?
Absolutely. I feel like Trey does a great job of pushing me. We push each other. We're different kind of guys. Where I'm more quiet. He's kind of loud, likes to make noise, but we're always at each other's back, and we're always trying to have fun, also push each other constantly. And our goal is to by pushing each other just to be at the top of the Big Ten, to push each other and then also push our position group and then push the defense as a whole. Try to be leaders from the back as we're the quarterbacks of the defense, so we try to take on that role with the head of the team.
All right, guys, thank you.